A lot of good racing in this weekend.
Yeah, there was a lot of good racing, and obviously you opened up your season. You were at Oxford Friday night for the Past Sportsman. Nice little run again.
Yep.
You know, you top 3 them to death.
Yep.
But really, when you go up there, I mean, I know Kerry was off the first race of the year up there, but when you go there, you're usually chasing that number 18 of Kerry Martin.
Yeah, and he won again. Joey Pastore come from the back after a little infraction and finished second, and we ended up third.
Yeah, so good racing all around up there.
Yep.
I was at Oxford Saturday night.
Green to check at Oxford.
75 laps?
Yep, green to check
That's
it.
good, that's good. You know, we went over to Oxford Saturday night with the Nelcar Legends, and we were supposed to, plans were, we were the first event of the evening, you know, so I was going to be able to at least get out and hopefully catch the last 2 features at Beech Ridge and, you know, do some interviews at Happy Half Hour. I had Nate Egan down there helping me out with some filming, but lo and behold, 6:55, the thunderstorm rolls into Oxford.
Must be you. Must be you.
No, it's
bring
just
the rain.
No, it's just what happens. So
Tears from heaven for you.
Yeah, they just had to. They rearranged things, and we were able to get the event in, and it was a good event, and you know, having a lot of fun. My little girl, she's improving each week, you know, so getting excited. So you know, for all you fans, and you know, we're coming to Beech Ridge in a few weeks, Thursday Thunder, a couple weeks actually.
Yep.
Probably actually, I think it's next week. Oh my God, where's the time fly? I mean, it's already, you know, by the time.
How was the Thursday night dinner this week? I didn't make it down.
Me and 6 women. Wow. That's it. I had no backing because all you guys working on your race cars and some of their husbands and boyfriends working on race cars. So me and 6 women. But you know what? It was awesome. It was at the stock house. It was really good. You know, they had the women talk and all that stuff. So it worked good. You know.
6 women and Steve.
6 women and Steve.
So there were 7 women there.
Yeah, 7 women. So, you know what? We're taking this week off because you know, as you're watching this show, you realized you missed the All Eras Car Show at Bentley's, which, you know, hopefully it's a good time. I don't know, but as you're watching this, you missed it. So this week, I'm encouraging everybody to go to Bentley's, so I'm going to start in a little earlier. You know, I'm sure you saw it on Facebook and on our Facebook page. And
it was a good time last year. I think they had more cars show up last year than they expected.
Yeah, so I expect, and like I said, we don't know. As you're watching this show, some of us are still there. If you're watching Wednesday night, you know, having a few drinks and you're getting a meal. So, but big things happening at Bentley's. You know, they got, you know, coming up in a couple weeks, they're going to have another show, dragster orientated.
Yep.
Ron Capps is going to be there.
Nice.
Because they got the big NHRA event. So, and speaking of Bentley's, you know, we sponsor that award. Each week we give out the Mainely Motorsports Award.
Yep.
And how ironic is it? All our awards always go to those race car drivers and things like that.
Yep.
That the guy that won the award this week for the antique, kind of, it was like a 1929 antique speedster or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Bobby Gahan. So is that where the old race car drivers go? They go get a Model A antique roadster or whatever it is, and speedster.
Right.
So congratulations to Bobby and Carol Gahan over there, and so they were at Bentley's Cruise Night and picked up the Mainly Motorsports Award.
That's cool.
So it's a lot going on. Still a lot going on.
Yeah.
We got a great show planned here today, and we're going to have the promoter of the big SBM 125 at Star Speedway come on and talk a little bit about that, the history of the event, what he expects out of this year's event, and you know, it's one of those deals that keeps growing and growing and growing.
It does keep growing and growing, and over the last couple of years, I mean, most of us that follow a lot of racing stuff in the area know about it. One of the things that bums me out about the fact that we race every Saturday night, you know, I don't get bummed out about it, but that's one of the things, because I can't go to things like this.
Yeah, this is one of those events.
If I was a true race fan, which I am, and I had a Saturday night off, like if the night of the SBM, Beech Ridge rained out in the afternoon and Star was still on, I'd be on 95 headed.
Yeah, it's one of those deals. It really is. So, you know, we'll get that. We're going to see some highlights and some thanks. You know, Nate improvised and was able to, you know, run down on track with the camera, hear a little victory lane interview and from the winners down there at Beech Ridge.
Yep.
You know, looked like they had a good crowd. Looked like the racing was real good.
Yep, it was.
So, and then we got some other things coming up. I didn't really get into it yet, but we're going to talk a little later about me and my racing career.
Okay.
Getting back behind the wheel. So sit back, relax, and leave the driving to Greg and Steve, and we'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
Looking for something different and exciting to do on Friday night? How about real NASCAR racing at Lee USA Speedway, featuring the ground-pounding super-fast, super-modifieds, the fender-rubbing late model sportsman, unpredictable hobby stocks, and more. It's great family fun and excitement. Kids under 12 get in free, and there's acres of free and easy parking. Friday nights at Lee USA Speedway, located right on Route 125 in Lee, New Hampshire. Check LeeUSASpeedway.com for more information.
Looking for a great time, great people, and great food? Then visit New England's #1 biker destination, Bentley's Saloon, owned by legendary super modified driver Bentley Warren. Bentley's is a biker bar that welcomes everyone. Staying in the area, Bentley's has their own full-service campground right on site. Tuesdays, Bentley's Cruise Night attracts car enthusiasts from all over New England. Located on Route 1 in Arundel, Bentley's Saloon guarantees a great time. Check out the fun at BentleySaloon.com and see why Bentley says, who has more fun than us?
Not sure what brand tire to buy? Town Fair Tire has them all. Michelin, Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Pirelli, Toyo, Yokohama, Hankook, and more. No matter what size or brand, Town Fair Tire beats all the competition, even online prices. We'll also do a free front wheel alignment with any tire purchase. Name brand tires, the lowest prices, free alignment. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. And I want to introduce Kevin Rice to the Mainly Motorsports audience. And, you know, some of you have heard Kevin last year. You've heard me talk about him. But Kevin is the promoter, the architect, and the guy behind the scenes with the SBM 125 down there at Star Speedway. And I want to welcome you to Mainly Motorsports, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.
Well, beyond the 125 at Star, the SBM, before we get into that, you should tell the viewers a little bit about what you do in motorsports, you know, that kind of made you that motorsports fan, so to speak.
Well, I've been involved with racing my entire life. My father was a photographer for a racing paper, and I've just always been in racing forever. And I started at Oswego Speedway right for the racing program, and it's taken their pace car places, and it's just kind of led from there to where I am here. I mean, I've been writing for Area Auto Racing News for several years now, and I started with the Lowell Sun, the daily paper, last year. So that's two good side jobs I have.
Yeah, now let's bring you to the real reason why you're sitting here today. That's the SBM 125, which this is going to be the third annual. You came up with the concept, you know, a couple years ago to put this race on. And tell the viewers a little bit about where the concept came from and you know, and made it kind of unique.
Well, it started as an idea I had because we had a 4-race series, or they had a 4-race series at Star with the previous owner, and he had promised a big point fund at the end of those 4 races, and he never delivered any point fund money. So 2 years later, once the Webbers took the track back, I decided to hold a race, an open show designed to raise money for those teams that never got paid. And we had a modest beginning, paid those guys a little bit of point fund money. They were very appreciative of it. Wasn't quite the beginning I had expected. We only had 16 cars. We had a good race, but not a lot of people and only 16 cars. But I stuck with it, and now last year it grew to 28 cars, and I think this year is going to be over 30 cars almost for sure. Yeah, no, there's a lot of buzz about it. There was a lot of buzz about it during the off season, and which kind of brings me to the uniqueness of, you know, the event. You know, it's not a racetrack that's, so to speak, putting it on, or is the ones behind the scenes and promoting it. It's, you know, it's a race fan that was trying to give back, and you know, you've got some other people on board. You got a lot of people that really support this, and you know, what's kind of unique about it is it's a lot of the support comes from race fans. It's not businesses. It's just average race fans that want to kick in a little bit, and you know, it's like anything. A little bit adds up to a lot when everybody sponsors some laps and some special awards and, you know, things like that. Yeah, the race fans are really the ones that are behind all this. I mean, they're the ones that are the driving force. I'm just the one that organizes it and puts it all together. Without them, this race would be just another race, or it wouldn't exist. After the first year, enough people enjoyed the race. The drivers had a great time because they liked the concept of bringing in different teams to race against from different areas, put them all together, and it's just a lot of fun. And it became fun for the fans as well. So it's just kind of blossomed really fast here.
Yeah, and you talk about the different teams. You bring some of the top stars, the Todd Segedys, the Doug Cobies, Mike Stefanich from, the Whelen Tour. And then you bring, the McKennedys in, some guys like that from the MRS. The local guys, Josh Cantera, who had a great battle with Mike Stefanich for third last year, Jacob Dorr. And then your wild card, so to speak, really doesn't race a lot in New England, just comes and takes the money and takes it back to where he lives. And that's Matt Hirschman, who won the race last year. He races a lot of ROC races.
Yeah, this year we're expecting to have the 2 most recent Whelen Tour champions, the 2 most recent Modified Racing Series champions, the 2 most recent ROC champions, and the 2 most recent Star champions, all on the same track.
And throw in Ted Christopher.
Correct. I was anxious to get out there because he didn't get to race in it last year.
Yeah, so as far as the quality, I mean, when you have a good day at the end of the day, you beat the best there is to beat in open wheel modified racing.
Yeah.
It's not like you say, well, it was a good field, but so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so, they're all coming, because they want to take, not only the money back, but it's become quite a little prestigious thing, this SBM 125.
Yeah, I think more than anything, they just have so much fun with it. I mean, Ryan Priest calls it his favorite race of the year, so.
Yeah, because it's, some of the things that you do different, raising the money, and it isn't all front-loaded, some of this extra bonus money, guys, and I remember, we're talking with Jake Dorr last year, was running in the top 10, probably didn't have a top 5 car, but he was going to be probably a top 10 finisher, but because of some of the uniqueness that you do with drawing at each lap, to see who gets the money for, the bonus money for each lap in the top 10, and some of the other things. I mean, he ended up taking away over $2,000 for not even finishing the race.
Yeah, we split the lap money up, which I don't know why nobody else does it. It just makes sense to me. It's an idea I had. So many races you see where the leader, it's a big deal, the leader gets $12,000 because he led all the laps. Well, what does everybody else get? They get nothing. So I came up with the concept where the leader gets half, and another car in the top 10 gets the other half. And it really works well because it spreads the money throughout the top 10. So you have a reason to lead the race, you have a reason to be in the top 10. So there are incentives to run well. It's not just to everybody just to be out there. So it works well for the fans and for the drivers.
Yeah, no, those are the unique things that make this race so special. It's coming up Saturday, June 15th at Star Speedway. And, one of the questions I always had in the back of my mind was why Star Speedway, but you explained earlier to kind of give back and take care of the ones that, supported the previous owner. But now, I mean, it's found a home. It's a unique little quarter mile. So, I think it plays, there's no real favorites. Nobody can, outdollar anybody, and, it's a level playing field.
Yeah, there's no more neutral site that I know of. I mean, where you can't use your motor to win. In fact, if you have too much motor, you're going to go backwards because you're going to spin your tires away, and you're not going to be successful. So it's really unique.
Yeah, and you talk about tires. You're basically allowed 5 tires on race day. You can't change 4 tires. You can't change 2 tires. You're allowed 1 tire change in that 125 lap race, which is it's kind of unique in itself. I mean, where'd that come from, Kevin?
Well, Todd Zegedy from the Whelen Tour, I think it was kind of his idea to allow, because they have the Whelen Tour races where it's like 150 laps and you can't change any tires, so you're stuck with what you got. This, along with the tire compound we're using, it's a softer compound. So putting a right rear tire on really makes a difference, and it showed big time last year. I mean, fans just were raving about watching guys coming from the back, and your strategy is really important. It's not just track position, it's the whole package. You got to have the whole package to win this race.
Yeah, no, you're right. And last year, I think Matt Hirschman took home close to $10,000. And with everything you've done this year and hope to do, you're hoping the winner's going to take home over $10,000.
Yeah, if donations keep coming in, we're going to have the highest paying race in Star Speedway history. We're not quite there yet, but that's my goal. I'd love to see us get there.
Yeah, and that's the SBM 125, June 15th at Star Speedway. So we're going to take a break, Kevin. When we come back, I want to talk about some of the other unique things that are going on with the race and some of the people behind the scenes helping out. So we'll take a break, and we'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
Today's vehicles are equipped with complex safety features such as anti-lock brakes, seatbelt restraints, and airbag systems, even collision avoidance systems. Not available in all models. Hi, I'm Sean Moody from Moody's Collision Centers. We don't wish bad luck on anyone, but even with today's technology, we need to keep our eyes on the road and our hands on the wheel. Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Award Champs LLC is Southern Maine's premier award supplier and official award supplier for many of the area's top organizations and events. If you're in need of an award for a sponsor, employee recognition, fundraising event, or an entire sports organization, call Todd Mead at Award Champ. They provide the best for less with competitive pricing like the big online firms, but give you the personalized service you can only get from a local supplier. When you're in need of awards or personalized gifts, call Award Champs, where they'll help you reward your champion.
Clark's Eastside Scrap and Westside Scrap, 2 of the region's most efficient scrap yards. Both locations have the latest and greatest equipment, along with large capacity scales that are constantly calibrated to ensure honest weights. Car crushing, roll-off containers, scrap metal. Clark's Eastside Scrap in Chelsea and Clark's Westside Scrap in Farmingdale. Don't fix it, scrap it.
Mainly Motorsports TV, brought to you by
Southern Maine Motors, out to be Maine's #1 Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealership, Route 1 Saco.
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
When you're in need of awards or personalized gifts, call Award Champs, where they'll help you reward your champion.
All right, we're here with Kevin Rice, who is, I mean, do you call yourself the promoter or the guy behind the scenes that's out in front of the people, or what do we call ourselves on race day?
By default, I guess everybody calls me the promoter, so I just go with it, I guess.
Yeah, and the Weber family, is obviously giving you, open reins to put this on and for the best way you see possible, to bring the people in, the racers in, and you do. And one of the things I noticed when I got there last year was the atmosphere. I mean, it was just a buzz. You walked in and, some races you go to and it's like, really? This is the excitement level we got? But, I mean, there was excitement level from start to finish,
If you think that was big, wait till you see this year. That's all I can say, because it's going to be way above last year.
Are you going to have a Ferris wheel and a pony ride, or what are you going to have?
We're going to have a lot of prizes for fans, that's for sure. That's one new addition, and a lot more money for the drivers. So it's going to be, and a bigger field of cars as well. So it's going to be big.
No, that's good. And I'll tell you, you have a hard time topping my experience there last year, because I thought it was wonderful and one of the highlights of my year on a race standpoint. I mean, it was great racing. Like you said, watching them come up through the field and the intensity. And then even at the end, watching you run around passing out all the money. And I mean, because a lot of that gets done right then, right?
Yeah, we try to figure out the money and pay everybody at the racetrack. That's the goal. This year there's so many awards, though. I don't know if I'm going to have the speediness to get it all done, but I'm going to try. I got a couple extra people helping me count the money up this year. So
yeah, no, that's
definitely
good.
Gonna try.
You talk about raising the money. You got the 50-50, that you're selling, and part of the money goes to, isn't it the non-qualifiers?
Yeah, last year we had a 50-50 for non-qualifiers, and it really blossomed. We had some prizes like Red Sox tickets and such. Everybody was buying the tickets, but we had to stop selling them because it was time to do the draw before the feature. So this year we're starting a little early. I have a 50-50 raffle tickets printed up already, and we've actually already started selling them. So and we have a lot of prizes from NASCAR teams, Cowbush Motorsports and Tommy Baldwin Motorsports and Hillman Racing, and the list just goes on, plus cash besides for fans. So.
And one of your big things and big fundraiser type of things is the T-shirt sales. I mean, you're selling the T-shirts, and a big part of the proceeds from there go back to the drivers.
Yep. I don't think there's any other track that'll give $10 from every shirt sold back to the drivers, but that's what we do, and the Webbers allow us to do that. Last year we raised some pretty decent money, but we're looking to double that this year, and I think we're going to split the money among the top 10 teams at halfway. So it gives an extra little twist to the race. If the caution comes out just before halfway, our team's going to stay out to try to get that money, or are they going to pit? Another extra little thing for the race.
Yeah, so, where can you go and see Hirschman versus McKennedy versus Christopher, Ryan Preece, Jake Dorr, Josh Cantera? I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah, I even talked to George Kent's car owner, who people have been around racing a lot know George Kent. He might even be coming, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you run around, you do a lot on the promotion side of things, make this event happen. But some of the awards that you've come up with, the special awards, and that brings me to another driver that's going to be making his appearance. And really, I think it's going to be his first race of the year, and that's Les Hinckley, who, anybody that's not maybe in the modified scene, unaware of, he lost one of his car owners just before Waterford, the opening of the MRS season, and they pretty much just been sitting stagnant, and they're going to make their so-called 2013 debut at the SBM 125. And probably one of the most coveted awards is going to be given out that night, and it's, in honor of his car owner, going to a car owner, correct?
Yes, I had some fans that put up some money. I put the idea on Facebook that we should do some sort of an award for Chuck Montville. He was a good friend, and it really hurt us all losing him. And so we have a $350 award plus a plaque. But it means so much more than that, because we have a panel of 10 people that are going to vote on which car owner is most deserving of this award, which is someone who most exemplifies Chuck's get along with everyone attitude. And whoever wins it is going to be pretty special.
Yeah, no, it's one of those awards. And, last year, us at Mainely Motorsports, I sponsored a couple of awards, and I wanted to do a little more this year. So, some of the older viewers might remember a lady by the name of Ann Poulin, who was a long-time modified owner. Son Danny Poulin raced, Scott Poulin, obviously one of my best friends. She was always that person that would do that little extra for the little guys. I mean, she was always behind the scenes, didn't do it with any fanfare, but she'd be the one that if Beechridge had modifieds and she was still there, she'd be handing guys some tire money to make sure they supported your race, because she knew they couldn't afford to go do it. So here, we want you to go. So I thought it would be kind of unique, and give one to it can be anybody that could finish a lap down, but we're sponsoring in memory of Ann Poulin, the first car a lap down, $220. I mean, that's kind of a unique number. That was their car number, 22. So, you can finish the race a lap down and still get $220 extra in your paycheck, so to speak. So, just our way of giving back to the hard work that you put in and the racers that are coming to support the event.
And I love that award because it gives the cars that are still going to be good cars that happen to get lapped because they get trapped or something, they're going to be racing for an extra $220, which can be significant.
Yeah, and some tracks, that's probably a 7th or 8th place payday at the end of the night, and that's just an added bonus.
It's on top of
and that's what people don't understand. You still have your purse that you're giving for X amount of positions. These are all bonuses that just get added on the end of the night with, I know the concessions at Star do a little bit extra and, give out to some Star regulars. So, everybody gets a little piece of the pie, and that's kind of nice because usually in a race, the top guys get it all, and the other guys come back next time.
Yeah, we have one of my favorites is $250, the highest finishing driver that's racing at Star for the first time ever. We expect to have probably 6 or so teams doing that for the first time, and it's a fun award for the guys that are involved in that. Last year, Richie Pillai won it, who you wouldn't expect. He's up against Todd Zegedy. Todd Zegedy's going to win it, right? Well, Richie Pillai won it. Nobody would expect that.
Those are the neat little things when people get stuff that it's like anything. When you get that Christmas present you're not expecting, right?
Right.
It's the best, and so it's great. And obviously you do a lot of work. The Webbers do their part, but there are other people and other sponsors behind the scenes that really must make your job a little bit easier.
Well, I do a lot of it, but Jacob Dorr's mom, Debbie Dorr, helps me out a lot. The Webbers are always there when I need to talk to them, and but mostly it's the race fans that just put this over the top. I mean, without them, especially my friend Jim Schaefer from Long Island, he put $4,400 into this race. Without that, it would be closer to just another race. I mean, that's a lot of extra money.
Yeah. So, mark your calendar. If you're looking for somewhere to go, June 15th, right down there at Star Speedway, which is just off 101, very easy to find. Race action starts, right around 6 o'clock?
For the modified heats, I'm trying to make it 6 o'clock for the people that have to work so they can get there. So I will hold them off until 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so it's...
But the racing begins a little before that with the local divisions.
Yeah, so it's a great day of racing. So, I mean, a chance to see all the stars in open wheel modified racing, you know, big payday, strategy involved. And I mean, I'll be there. And like I said, you're going to have a hard time topping my event last year, but it's up to the racers to see what they can do and how big of a deal they can make it, you know, and they got to put on a good race. You've done your part.
At 6 o'clock, we're going to have 4 very competitive heat races with guys trying to make this field, so that's going to be interesting as well.
Yeah, it is. So I want to thank you, Kevin, for taking the time with us to come in and sit on Mainly Motorsports, and you know, encourage all the race fans to support, you know, the event that Kevin has put so much work into, and a lot of people behind the scenes. That's the SBM, 3rd annual SBM 125 at Star Speedway, June 15th, coming up in about a week and a half.
We're getting there.
All right. All right. We'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your Maine returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We just made a special purchase of new travel trailers that normally sell from $25,000 to $32,000. Right now, you can buy these for only $19,999. You'll never see this price again. And with payments starting at $179 and no money down. We also have brand new 2013 campers, not pop-ups, starting at only $89.99. And all new fifth wheels on sale, with savings up to $20,000.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Not sure what brand tire to buy? Town Fair Tire has them all. Michelin, Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Pirelli, Toyo, Yokohama, Hankook, and more. No matter what size or brand, Town Fair Tire beats all the competition, even online prices. We'll also do a free front wheel alignment with any tire purchase. Name brand tires, the lowest prices, free alignment. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Well, like you said, you went to Beach Ridge, and always a good show there, you know.
Yeah, and it was after the winter and getting the first week rained out, it was good to be home, I guess. I don't know how to say it any better than that, but it was, and have a dog in the fight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, and then in a real good run, I mean, obviously you should see it in the highlights, but for you guys, I mean, you guys struggled last year.
Yep.
And, you know, Dan made the commitment during the off season.
Yeah.
Step up. We'll get ourselves a new distance car. So now we know. Now it ain't equipment.
Right.
You know, now we gotta, as a team, Dan has to do his job as a driver. The team has to step up and do their job because you know that's a tough division. And you know, obviously it was only week 1, but you got to be pleased with the results. Dan's got to be happy. And
yeah, I mean, we had a little skirmish in the heat and knocked the rear end out of square, pitted early, fixed it, started 15th in the race, and drove up to 3rd pretty much.
No, so we got we're gonna show some highlights right now. You know, the Roadrunners and the Wildcats. We'll come back after break, show the Pro Series highlights and you know, the Sports Series, and you'll hear from the winners, and then we'll wrap up our Beach Ridge thoughts. So enjoy the highlights from this past weekend's events over at Beach Ridge Motor Speedway.
Realized that he could not slow when he was entering the pits, but instead of entering the pits with a stuck throttle and risking the lives of his competitors, his friends, and countless others, he did the selfless thing of 7 years prior had done the same thing. So this Roadrunner class has really changed with 16 years of age. I don't know when he turned 17, I'll have to get on that. But he was the youngest driver in track history and ends up winning a championship. Wouldn't that be so nice? Sit down and just misses the barrier. And backs onto the racetrack. Look out! You'll be so unassuming. What a character. And Turner, hopefully better fortunes next.
Congratulations, 3rd season in a row to win. How's it make you feel? I feel pretty good. We don't thank the crew, the wife, the lover, the guests, who put up with a lot. So many couple different race cars. My kids were never around. My sponsors. Place Garage, Bell Driveway, Match Big Help, Lofton Company, JMS Recycling, Boys Auto Sales, Rick Gator Metal Roofing, Katie's Auto Sellers, Ricker Auto Sellers, Such Champions, Southern Maine Pools, all the walls, mechanical captain cans, tremendous. Small. Big shout out to my cousin Chris. He's my crew chief. He is spending just as many hours on this car as I am. I got my nephew Ayers in the pit area giving us a hand now on it. It's greatly appreciated. I just got to thank everybody. It's feels pretty good.
Congratulations once again. Way to start off the season.
Congratulations on a great race on behalf of the nice sponsor, the Beach Ridge Motor Speedway. Thank you very much. Thank you for sponsoring today's race. Thank you very much.
45 Watson wheels it. After, I'm not sure if he spun his tires in turn 4 or whatever it was. It's pouring. He's off like a rocket and not a little loose in the car. He's going to be like that. Inside. The old man is right there on their side. Here's the Thunder champion, Ryan Malachi. Last year, this is not a different. But I'll tell you, Bruce not settled down. See the offseason adjustment in Beach Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for car number 53.
Third on the inside. Third on the outside.
Third on the outside, got the second flag. How'd the car run?
It was pretty good there at Cole and Turtle in front of me there. They got tangled up. I don't know if I would have got by them. They got tangled up, and I just scored on the 8 there, and from there, just running. Kind of started going away at the end. I saw Louis come at me, and just trying to hang on.
And sponsors, who do you want to thank today?
We got LG Graphics, Don's Auto Body. We picked up a new one there. Gary Cohen. That's the reminder of the guy that's doing the show. It's good there. We're going to get the guy dialed in. This is after the car from last year. We had full incident last year, so this is still feeling out what the car goes.
Feels good though, huh?
Yes, it does.
Excellent. Race fans, thank you very much for Dan Woody.
Congratulations. On behalf of the nice sponsor, the Beach Ridge Motor Speedway, a great run. Thank you very much.
0% financing for the first time in history on select certified pre-owned vehicles at Southern Maine Motors. Southern Maine Motors is selling so many new Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeeps that they are overloaded with great trade-ins. Now with live market vehicle pre-owned pricing gathered by electronically polling over 20,000 pre-owned car websites every hour, they will show you their competitors' closest vehicle and price. Proof that you are getting the fairest deal out there. Visit them on Route 1 in Saco or online at southernmainmotors.com.
Clark's Eastside Scrap and Westside Scrap, two of the region's most efficient scrap yards. Both locations have the latest and greatest equipment, along with large capacity scales that are constantly calibrated to ensure honest weights. Car crushing, roll-off containers, scrap metal. Clark's Eastside Scrap in Chelsea and Clark's Westside Scrap in Farmingdale. Don't fix it, scrap it.
Today's vehicles are equipped with complex safety features such as anti-lock brakes, seatbelt restraints, and airbag systems. Even collision avoidance systems. Not available in all models. Hi, I'm Sean Moody from Moody's Collision Centers. We don't wish bad luck on anyone, but even with today's technology, we need to keep our eyes on the road and our hands on the wheel. Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Mainly Motorsports TV, brought to you by
LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at scotchrecreation.com.
Welcome to Mainely Motorsports.
To order copies of a show, send a check or money order for $15, shipping and handling included, to Mainely Motorsports, 326 Roosevelt Trail, Windham, Maine, 04062. And please add a description of the show.
23 of the fastest drivers of the night. Number
First of all, congratulations on that win. That is a very fast car. What was going through your mind while you were out there? How was this emotionally for you?
This was for Jason. We should have won on 150 and lost the power steering. Well, I tell you, we lost it right from Jason. He was a big part of that crew. This was for me. I want to thank all the sponsors. I want to thank all you guys for coming out tonight. I hope to see you next week.
How does this race rank among all of the other races that you've won?
The best.
There it is, folks, the best.
And, you know, this is for Waddy too. Great guy, Waddy. You know, like I said, boys work hard. That car right there is a rocket ship. It wasn't me that won it. Mikey, Earl, Vicky, and all. And Jason and helped.
Mike, congratulations on behalf of the nice sponsor, Beach Ridge Motor Speedway, on a great race.
Thank you very much.
you got Russell Morse and Donnie Morse, and you're starting around those guys, they ain't gonna give you nothing, man. So you better just run away. I hope to God you can outrun.
Does this make you want to run a full season?
It does. You know, we always want to run a full season, but it's open tonight. It's open tonight. Wins are very, very special. This is my wife's helping me full time this year. I know she's seen me run second and third at other tracks a million times, but I don't know that she's ever actually seen me win a race. And this is going to be a special night for her. We'd like to thank Tiger Machine. Most importantly, though, I'd like to thank Brian Sullivan. He pays the bills on that mess, and I'm just a lucky guy that gets to work on it and drive it. And I tell you, it's a lot of fun.
And it looks like it was fun. There's your winner, Ben Tinker, folks.
Ben, congratulations on a great run tonight. On behalf of tonight's sponsor, the Beach Ridge Motor Speedway. Thank you very much, and thank you, Beach Ridge. Thank you, Andy. And we couldn't do it without these fans, and thank you.
And I know it's only week 1, right? But Mike Rowe, me and Dan Walker talked about it a couple weeks ago. The man was going to be tough to beat.
You know what was funny was I was sitting there after everything went down last night, and I was sitting there thinking about who Dan Walker picked, who you picked, who, you know, you guys mentioned pretty much the top 4.
Yeah.
Who finished last night.
And it was only week 1, so, and how emotional of a night had it be for the Fowlers. The first time at the racetrack on an opening night.
Yep.
Without Jason.
And saw Dickie and Tech and went up and shook his hand, and you could tell that he was happy, and it was almost like a little bit of closure, I think. You know what I mean? I think it was a little bit of closure to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, it's good for them. And now a little shout out too. How about Lou? You know, a lot of reports that I got from people.
Lou charged her last night.
And did a good job.
Yeah.
You know, going home from opening day, nobody mad at him.
Right.
I mean, that probably ain't happened in a long time. So maybe he's in his canoe and he's paddling back to the island.
Yeah.
Right? They voted him off the island last year. Maybe he's going to get on this year.
After Dave Turner wrecked in practice there when his throttle hung, I went over to look at Davey Turner's car, and Lou's parked right beside Dave Turner. He comes in out of practice, and you know Lou, he's like
180 miles an hour.
Stocky, you know, comes in, rolls up on his pad, gets out, takes his helmet off, gets out of his car, sweating like crazy, and you know, it's just comical anyway. And I go, Lou, how's your car? He's like, she's good. We're going to the front, and I'm like, okay.
Lou called it.
I'm like, all right.
He called it.
And, you know, me and Matt Dowell, you know, Lou's got a good car, I guess, like that. And sure enough, he did. So.
Yeah, no, that's good. But congratulations to all the winners at Beach Ridge. And, you know, I know we're going to get a chance to get down there at some point this year. And, you know, Thursday Thunder starts in a week. So we'll be there then, 10 of them. Oh, God. All right, we're going to take a break and come back, Greg. We got some other stuff to talk about. And I got some SBM Family 4-pack tickets to give away. So all
right,
you got to pay attention. Going to be a trivia question.
Oh, boy.
All right, take a break. Be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
Since day one, I've been honest with you about the RV business and offered you some great deals with no pressure sales. Today, Scotch Recreation is one of Maine's premier RV dealers. We thank you. Last month, we offered a special on 50 travel trailers, and they're almost gone. Business has been good, but I'd like it to be great. We have pop-ups, travel trailers, fifth wheels, new 2014 models, and closeout specials. The best selection in Maine at prices you won't find anywhere else.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Looking for a great time, great people, and great food? Then visit New England's #1 biker destination, Bentley Saloon, owned by legendary super modified driver Bentley Warren. Bentley's is a biker bar that welcomes everyone. Staying in the area, Bentley's has their own full-service campground right on site. Tuesdays, Bentley's Cruise Night attracts car enthusiasts from all over New England. Located on Route 1 in Arundel, Bentley Saloon guarantees a great time. Check out the fun at BentleySaloon.com and see why Bentley says, who has more fun than us?
Hey, I'm Kyle Busch, and when I'm in Maine, I watch Mainly Motorsports.
Now we heard from Kevin Rice, and it is too bad, like you mentioned, about the fact that, you know, a lot of people will be tied up on their regular program, Saturday night racing, tour racing, or whatever, and not able to make this event because, you know, it is a great race. You're bringing the stars from different series and tours and tracks, putting them together and letting them have at it with just bragging rights and big paydays.
Right, and what's great about this is they have their bonus money things that you guys have already talked about and stuff, but it's almost like you can go check it out at the end and say, hey, who finished 15th and did they make more than third?
Yeah, no,
you know what I
it's
mean?
possible, you know, with certain things. So really a good time. And like I said, I have 2 family 4-packs that we're going to give away for a family that wants to go. So if you want to go and you really are going anyway, you know, don't just because you know the answer, send it in. Or if you do, send it in. Say, hey, I know the answer, but send me a T-shirt if I'm the winner or something. And I want to give 2 family 4-packs. You got to send a postcard to Mainly Motorsports, 326 Roosevelt Trail, Wyndham, Maine, 04062, and we'll give 2 away on next week's show. And the trivia question is, who was the last open-wheel modified champion at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway?
What year?
I think it was 1990. The last modified, open-wheel modified champion at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. And I promise you, he won't be competing in the SPM 125. All right, so a lot of great stuff going on, Greg. Made my debut at the lawnmower track the other night.
Oh, you got a lawnmower?
No, I'm at the go-karts now.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right, baby. Greg was going to come out and try it some night in hot laps. And we went 4 laps in practice. And it was good. You know, I was winded in 4 laps. I was beaten.
You know what I think's funny?
What?
Is, you know, Bricks racing the go-kart on the dirt. You know, and some other people, Bobby Timmons, Nick Cusack, you know, some other ones. And, you know, Brick has the moniker the Buxton Bulldozer. But who wrecked Brick in practice?
Well, I told Brick going out there as a car owner. We're not racing like under NASCAR rules or Beech Ridge rules. This is F1 rules. We're team orders, right? Team orders was in practice that, listen, don't pass me. Just push me, help me, you know, just try to make me as fast as I possibly can get. Well, Brick wants to pass me. No, we fenced him. Don't matter. It's mine. Do what I want. It's like the show, right? So he understood after that when he was in the fence. I guess I should have listened. But no, it was a great time. And you guys, I don't know if I'm making the next race because the motor couldn't handle the stress of my right foot.
Your right ass.
I don't know which one it was. But anyway, it couldn't handle it. But we're going to be there and we're going to get ready and we're going to get better. And so June's a great month. There's so much going on. The Mainly Motorsports Day was Cassett, June 22nd. Bike giveaways, the legends are there, the big trophies that they're going to be racing for.
Yep.
You know, just so much going on. Like I said, there's another one because of Saturday nights that you're, you know, tied up.
Thing at Wisconsin.
You know, so it's a good time. Really excited about that. So, you know, mark your calendars, June 22nd. Go out and support, you know, the Jordans, Mainly Motorsports, all the people that work up there, the racers. And then, if you're looking for something to do other than racing, Monster Jam this weekend at Speedway 95. And I've gone to, and
every year,
Gravedigger is the hit. But this year, they're bringing Batman. Batman. You know, I mean, we all grew up watching Batman. Now the Monster Truck Batman is one of the crowd favorites. But I'll tell you, the guy that really steals the show up there, in my opinion, is Greg Winson back in Crustacean. He leaves it on the table. I mean, he's a Mainer, you know, so he wants to do his best for the Maine fans, and he leaves it on the table or on the track or whatever you want to call it, but he really gets it done. So right up there at Speedway 95, you got your choices: Friday night show, 2 shows Saturday, or you know, matinee show Sunday afternoon. So really, you know, there's just so much to do. And if you're a motorsports enthusiast in New England, there's just so much to do from here until the end of the fall.
Right. I mean, it's on now. You know what I mean?
Game on, baby.
We got the good weather, the good weekend. Everything pretty much got in. We did hear that Spud had a rain out,
but everybody else is. And congratulations to Jerry last week. He hung in there, and decided to push his program off till Monday. You know, and had a good show, and you know, some good reports, and you know, a couple hurdles, but that all works out. But great show today. Thanks again to Greg, Kevin Rice. Don't forget our trivia question. Send in your postcards. 326 Roosevelt Trail, Wyndham, Maine, 04062, and. We'll take a break and come back, show you the results and some pictures from this past weekend, and we'll see you next time right here on Mainly Motorsports.
Award Champs LLC is Southern Maine's premier award supplier and official award supplier for many of the area's top organizations and events. If you're in need of an award for a sponsor, employee recognition, fundraising event, or an entire sports organization, call Todd Mead at Award Champ. They provide the best for less with competitive pricing like the big online firms, but give you the personalized service you can only get from a local supplier. When you're in need of awards or personalized gifts, call Award Champs, where they'll help you reward your champion.
Mainly Motorsports TV, brought to you by
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Clark's Car Crushing, providing guaranteed honest weights with top dollar being paid.
Looking for something different and exciting to do on Friday night? How about real NASCAR racing at Lee USA Speedway, featuring the ground-pounding, super-fast, super-modifieds, the fender-rubbing late model sportsman, unpredictable hobby stocks, and more. It's great family fun and excitement. Kids under 12 get in free, and there's acres of free and easy parking. Friday nights at Lee USA Speedway, located right on Route 125 in Lee, New Hampshire. Check LeeUSASpeedway.com for more information.